Hey, what's up guys, DiplexHeated here again. Welcome back to Men of War Assault Squad 2 and RobZ Realism mod. Super excited to be back here with a World War II battle. I know a lot of you guys out there have been waiting for something like this, and let me tell you, you're not going to be disappointed. This one is absolutely massive. We're doing the Battle of Narva, and if you follow me on Snapchat, I showed you guys a preview of the thumbnail, but I also asked you guys a question, well, basically, what battle are we doing? And I gave you a few hints, like it's 1944, we're on the Eastern Front, but more importantly, the soldiers that you're seeing, which was the thumbnail that I showed on the snap, are Estonian. And indeed, the majority of men here deployed today are Estonian SS volunteers defending their homeland, so to speak. So this is going to be a pretty intense battle. The map and battle has been made by GrumpyKittenAce, and let me tell you, it is absolutely massive. It's huge. It is huge. He doesn't mess around with the small stuff. He's going for something of scale, and he's definitely nailed it. To me, personally, he said, I don't like the smaller battles. I don't like the 10 men and one vehicle kind of fights, and I do enjoy the Band of Brothers action that you can get sometimes, the smaller platoons, the smaller maps, because World War II is very fast-paced. Obviously, it depends on the mod. If you're doing the Warhammer mod and the Born in the Fire mod with American Civil War and American Revolutionary War and Napoleonic War and whatnot, you need bigger battles. But World War II is, in modern combat, is just like, it's so versatile. You can have a lot of firepower spread out over a small amount of men, so you'll have a lot of automatic fire. There'll be lots of movement and explosions because one soldier at this period packed as much firepower as 30 soldiers back in the Napoleonic War. Alright guys, the battle has begun. You can hear the Russian forces storming in here from the east. They're coming in hard and heavy here. And the German defenses are immediately going to open up. Oh jeez. It's good to get a good view of the battle from above like this. You can really get a good feel and sense of the scale. And it's just tremendously massive and bloody right off the bat. So we have a few, or a couple of German King Tigers here to the right. We also have a Pak 40 battery down here, 75mm packs. We have lots of howitzers and mortars, MG42s, and a good variety of riflemen with Panzerfausts and Panzerschrecks and you name it. And we're getting into some pretty nasty trench battling down here. One T-34 just rammed a trench completely. It took a lot of Panzerfausts and pack fire, but it killed quite a few Germans doing so. So it's just the first casualties of the battle. Russian forces are coming in everywhere right now. They're storming across the open fields. They're supported by a multitude of different tanks. We have a few T-34s just shelling the German lines back here. And that's a bloody nice volley, if you ask me. Wow. So, I'm in command of a small reserve force today. Now, it packs a lot of firepower, so don't think too much about the word small. But I think I'm going to deploy parts of it to the right flank here, because we're already starting to take some serious fire. This flank 88 down here is not going to be able to hold on its own for too long, so let's deploy some of the reserves. And GrumpyKittenAce has given me a hefty bunch here of some powerful units to deploy. Let's bring a half-track with this unit as well. Let's reinforce this this very small house here that's just got a pack and a few mortars held up around it. But that's a nice unit. That's a nice little kind of like strong point on the side. We also have a lovely trench system here, which is beautiful. All handcrafted, sandbag by sandbag and log by log. So that's beautiful. I think this is the kind of scale a lot of you guys have been asking for, and here it is. If you want to see more epic, huge, massive, and I'm talking huge World War II battles, then let me know, and I'll be sure to provide. Oh boy. Are you guys stuck on the chair? They're stuck on the chair. Oh, there we go. They're just chilling. Flaks are still going at it here. So we have one flak over here, a second one back behind it, right there, it just fired. We should have another flak to the left somewhere, and oh, there it is. And we got the pack battery that's just opening up in sort of a volley. And look at all the smoke and the debris that it just creates when it fires. Oh boy. This is the kind of scale I love. I wish that in maybe a couple of years, a somewhat affordable computer, and I have a very good computer, don't get me wrong, but a somewhat more affordable computer will have such incredible specifications that it'll run this battle with like 0 frame rate drop. And honestly, it's not bad right now, but imagine that kind of power. I'm not even sure if the game engine is meant to kind of withstand this kind of scale. The developers certainly never intended that, since they never made any range adjustments or any battles that were of this size. Hardly any maps too, so... Wow, jeez, man, this is fantastic stuff. The Tigers are arriving up here on this side to reinforce. Let's get the infantry out. Let's dismount the infantry on the side there. I don't know, this is crazy. We also had a timer there, I might as well show you it again. We have 26 minutes left over, and ignore the Dunkirk inland timer there. That was, that's just a little Easter egg, I suppose. But this is not Dunkirk. Oh man, you gotta love King Tigers. Especially deployed in like a real solid force like this, a real solid amount. Oh man, this is just burning. All the T-34s are getting closer. Some of them are charging up the hill here on the side. Oh wait, we got the flak. But wait, there's more. Are you gonna shoot that? I think I'd like to see a close range flak shot. Can I please? Oh, he was already hit by a King Tiger, so he's down. That's incredible. Hoorah! Infantry's starting to make their way up here, so can you imagine this was actually a German victory? So by holding out long enough, we'll receive the German victory, or we'll achieve the German victory that was historically accurate. Now, obviously, they didn't win the war on the Eastern Front, but this was a huge defeat for the Soviets. They took so many casualties, and it definitely delayed their advance. Oh boy. But the front was simply too large for this to make a big enough impact on the struggle on the Eastern Front there. Many say that the battle was technically lost after the Battle of Stalingrad, and that defeat and that loss rather, was like set in stone after the Battle of Kursk. So that it never turned around after that. So, and this was even not a whole year after that, but many months after that. It just shows that despite the great fight that they put up, that it wasn't quite enough. But oh man, and it not to mention of how many other fronts had to suffer after redeploying so many troops to the Eastern Front, like the Western Front, the North Africa theater and Sicily was completely ignored after those defeats on the Eastern Front. So even if it would have made a difference on the Eastern Front, the Allies would have had too much power in the remaining parts of Europe and North Africa that it was just... It's a hard fight, man. Now, let me tell you that much. It was a hard fight. And how are the Russians doing right now? Well, they're getting closer. They've definitely beaten the first line of... No, wait. There's still Germans in the first line of defense here. Courageously fighting. Oh, man. Holy crap. This is insanity. Some of the 88s are downed. A lot of the MG42s have been destroyed. There's German corpses in the trenches here that they are still holding somehow. Mortars are firing, but the tanks, man, the Russian tanks are going for that real intimidating maneuvering here by just trying to get as close as possible to the German trenches. And there we go. Solid Panzerschreck round from a soldier back here is gonna turn that tank into absolutely nothing. Oh boy. How's it looking on this side? The battle is just extending all over the front. Okay, we've lost one King Tiger here. It's just smoking out right now. Hotboxing that King Tiger, and it is it's pretty lit because there's fire and flames coming out of the inner works of the tank itself. So I wouldn't want to be in there. You're gonna turn into a rotisserie chicken in a minute. So that thing is pretty wasted. This tank has lost its treads, so it cannot move. And the one on the right side is our only combat active Tiger here at the very front line. But we have plenty in reserve. That's good. I'm going to try and keep them in the reserve because it's always good to keep a few in the reserve. The Russian attack is far from over. Oh boy. And we have some here that we might want to send into the center. We have a few Hummels that are ready to receive coordinates. Lots of ammunition and fuel back here for the German army. Some more infantry moving in as well. Let's move up this Tiger a little bit. Ammunition is running low here. We're legitimately running low on ammunition. These guys are out of ammunition, as a matter of fact. So this is, in many ways, also kind of a mission. Huh? So that is quite cool. Let's take these guys. Let's send them back to the ammo. Where's the ammo depot? There are ammo depots back here, but they're a little hard to spot. Are they more to the east? Oh, here they are. Get these two soldiers to replace them. Man, we're running low on ammo over there, like, instantly. How are they out of ammo and the troops here at the very front aren't? They're still fighting on, man. Could be anything. Could be a different kind of unit. And look how battered this trench has become now. Like, this is insanity. There's nothing left of this trench. It's not a trench anymore. It's like a dugout grave. All the sandbags are gone. You got, like, tanks firing from your right and left. You got them moving up. They're rushing everywhere. The old tanks are replaced with new tanks. This is some Imperial Guardsman shit right here. This is crazy. We're coming into the second line here, and Panzerschrecks and Panzerfausts are being put to use. There's a nice line here, though. There's plenty of, like, different layers to the defense. But we still have, like, 20 minutes to hold out, so it's going to be a pretty gruesome fight. Let's move this. Let's move these King Tigers up a little bit. Supported by the SS infantry. Oh, this one's knocked out, of course, but we'll move this one up here on the right side. That Flak 88 is destroyed. These mortar crews are just butchered. A T-34 rammed the little housing area instantly. That is just absolutely disgusting. What do we got back here? Did the soldiers here get their ammunition back? That could perhaps only be artillery ammo, but that could be the reason why. So we'll have to send these guys back here. Don't worry, we got other troops to replace the ranks with. Okay, I'd like to bring the tank too, but the tank won't have a spot in the trench. Oh, fucking hell. I meant to deselect it and it fired it. Come on. We're fine, though. Okay, I'll grab 4 of you without having to avoid shooting my own units in the back. There we go. Lots of more units are arriving up here to the trench. Let's take up positions, guys. The Russians are getting closer. Oops. Yeah, this is a special site. This would make a few Russian commanders a little sore, but oh man, they're doing it. They're getting closer, so it's not entirely in vain. And they're still sending up tanks like it's, I don't know. Like it's the Russian victory parade. This one's gonna... Ooh, jeez. This one's gonna come right over the... Is this an ISU 122? It's an ISU 152. And that one's having a little bit of an issue right now. There's a Panzerschreck soldier firing at it. Oh, and it took some fire from a flak too. Oh, man, it's gonna cook off now. I like the trench combat and all the tanks, like, getting really up close and personal with the infantry below, and there's, like, Panzerfausts and Panzerschrecks firing. It's just disgusting, man. It's absolutely disgusting. And it reminds me of the movie Stalingrad, when you have the troops hiding and taking cover in the sort of dugout foxholes in the snow with their Panzerfausts and some soldiers being run over, and it's cool, man. You gotta think about it like tanks without infantry supporting had extremely limited vision. So many times tanks would just completely ignore infantry because they couldn't see them. And that's the story of it all. We're moving up the Tigers here. We got a few more Tigers in reserve here. Let's gotta love the engine. You don't even have to like World War II. You gotta love the engine. What is that, a V12? V8? I know some of them have like insane V24 or what the hell, like some vehicles did, but I'm gonna look what it is right now. Oh, and it also depended if it was a Porsche or if it was a Henschel, right? Because there were two. So, the one I'm looking at right now, which is probably the Porsche one, used a Maybach HL230, a Maybach V12. Oh, jeez. Is it a 23-liter V12 with 700 horsepower? So that's pretty powerful, man. But of course, they weren't reaching any insane speeds. But that's cool. We'll place those in slightly more better positions. We're gonna dismount the infantry that we've brought with us here. We got some half tracks, some mechanized infantry. We're just gonna reinforce the lines, really. That's what we're gonna do. Lots of planning and working here during the battle. Look at the howitzers here, or the SFH 18s, right? Yeah. Schwere Feldhaubitze, 18. 150 millimeter. Jawohl. They're gonna be firing away too, and oh boy. This is starting to look like a scene out of Warhammer, and there's someone's legs falling down. Let's pause. We legitimately have someone's legs, or is that a torso? No. That's someone's legs, and like a piece of the belly. Someone's hip and waist as well. 2 legs and a waist. And touchdown. Great. That is totally family friendly, but whatever. I didn't know body parts like that could fly. Okay, well, let's send up the Tigers a little bit here. Oh, this one's been knocked out. What a glorious surprise. Not entirely though. And there's even a Russian. No, that's a German tank crew. Remember, tank crews were really valuable. It's sometimes even more valuable than the tank itself, so we're gonna send him back. Hey, there's more. Retreat, guys, we got you covered. 2 soldiers here that have run out of ammo. We're gonna send them back to the ammo depot here. Oh, actually, wait, the ammo depot doesn't work that well. Well, we'll send them back anyway. We'll get these 2 soldiers here by the Jagged Tiger to move up. Let's get this. 15 minutes left. Oh, it's a Jagged Panther. I heard the Jagged Tiger and Jagged Panther were the same thing. Oh, wait. No, they're not. I know what the Jagged Tiger is now. It's way larger. It's got a bigger hull. It's got a similar shape, though. But once again, I was a little too quick on the trigger there. Let's... Come on. Like, you should be able to run down those trees. I don't really see the issue, but okay. We'll have it your way. Damn, it's slow, man. We got more field howitzers here opening up at the enemy. We'll give them a look for a while, just to see how they're doing. Yeah, of course. I mean, I know the difference between a Jagged Panther and Jagged Tiger. I just didn't see that. I thought it was a Jagged Tiger looking at it from above, but looking at it from the side, you can tell there's a very big size difference to it. And it's got a different kind of hull. It doesn't slouch down like that. It actually has more of a 90-degree turn first before it goes up again. So they're very different like that. And once again, but it's in a good position. We're gonna drop off some infantry here. We're gonna send that. This Tiger's been detracked, so that happens. That's a common treatment here that the Russians have for us. This is turning into almost... Oh, is that a torso? Yeah, we got a torso landing over here on the mouse cursor as well. So, legs and torsos in the air, and craters like there's no tomorrow, literally. King Tiger's doing good here on the flank. Pleased to see that. Let's establish another battle group back here. Let's send up some more infantry as well. Let's bring some more mechanized infantry to the front. We'll send them up here on the right side. We'll send these Tigers up momentarily after. It's a cool little village here. Probably abandoned many days ago, but still. Got the 2 King Tigers here. Nicely tilted. Oh, wait. Or angled, rather. We still have a chance of holding that trench up there, so I'm going to send reinforcements for it. There's no point in abandoning the position. So we're gonna send a squad up there. Heavily armed squad. These guys who have ran out of ammo, you're welcome to return back here. Oh jeez. Holy hell. I'm not sure what happened here. Did this Mercer fire? .210mm. Oh jeez. I think it fired and it just like completely shook. Like it like dusted the entire trench in front of it. Like all of it. I wonder where it landed though. Where was the detonation? Could it have been... Yeah, it's probably back here. Look at that huge crater. It hit a T-34 straight on. Knocked it out. 12 minutes remaining, so about soon. We're coming down on 1/3 of the battle pretty soon. And, well, the Russians, they're making progress. They're getting infantry up here. But this really shows what a disastrous fight it was for the Russians. Of course, also giving the Germans here. Johannes Rothbart. He's going to continue the fight. I'd like to spot this thing firing again. We used it in a in the massive fort siege, like the second episode or the third episode when the Americans stormed it. I think it was the second episode when the Russians stormed it, right? First it was the Brits, and then the Russians, then the Americans, I think. But anyway, boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We're gonna fire this thing again. What do we fire it at? Let's give it a target right here. These tanks on the left side are having an easier time than the tanks on the right, so let's give them a similar treatment. And this time I really want to catch the blast and the hit, actually. How are the packs doing? The pack battery is still active. One gun has been lost. It looks like we're about to lose another one. But they're firing away, man. And the Tigers and Jagged Panther back here. Jagged Panther is almost down, it seems. So the Russian armor is definitely not inaccurate. Even on the move, they're very good shooters. But right here, this seems like a juicy target for the 210mm shells. It's going to find its way there. We're going to fire, and we're going to pause the game. I want to see what kind of dust off the trench in front of it will have now that it fired. That's massive. It fired in this direction, and it kind of spread that way. So it looked different, but here we go. That's the impact right there. That's huge. It hit a little further back, but it definitely killed a lot of infantry in the area. Once again, not the most accurate, precise weapons, but deadly nonetheless. So the Tigers are we're losing Tigers now in some serious numbers. But once we deploy our infantry, they will continue the fight. There we go. Fantastic. Fantastic. What do we got back here? Tigers. Bereit für den Kampf. Well, let's send them up. Okay, let's utilize these L48s. Let's send them up. This is the L48 variant, right? No, this is the... Oh. That's the L48. This is the IV... This is the IV7... This is just the IV70. So, Jagged Panzer IV. This is the L48. Fires a 75mm Pak 39. This one's got the 75mm Stuck 42. So, different guns. I love the realism RobZ has added to this, like so many more new units and whatnot. It's great. It's fantastic. So we'll put these Panzerjägers, or these Jagged Panzers up here. Oh boy. Put them on the high ground. 10 minutes remaining now. And well, while the Russians are making worrying progress, we're still holding them back here. But oh boy. This is one for the history books, and well, let me tell ya, it made it there. Actually, we'll hold this King Tiger here. Maneuvering it is just a hassle in itself, so I feel like it's best if you're just kept back there, you know? And we'll send these around to want to hold the center right here. So we're giving the Russians a bit of a counterattack too while we're at it. I don't see the problem in that at all. Do you see that? Do you see what I'm seeing? I call that beautiful. And also crazy and scary at the same time. Probably one of the more frightening scenes I've seen in a while. It's a little bit hard to fathom the scale of this chaos. But it's crazy nonetheless, man. I'll give him that much. More Tigers at the ready. And the Russians have been dropping our Tigers though, quite liberally, so we gotta be a little careful. but we're still holding. This one's knocked out. This one's not knocked out. And this one back here is not knocked out either, so we'll send this one up here to hold that flank. Are we gonna be so bold and brave that we're gonna counterattack a little bit with infantry? I don't see why not. What we're doing now is insanity, but we're doing it. The lag, for real, sorry. We're getting like 10 FPS here. Imagine the amount of units that are on the field right now, but this is more detail and action and battle than anyone could ask for. The scale of this is just insane. Oh boy. Oh, King Tiger salvo. Never sounded that good. There we go. Look at the trench here. There's not a lot of Estonian brothers alive anymore here. But the ones who are alive are continuing the fight, that's for sure. The struggle continues. Look how quickly they're gunned down as soon as they take to the top of the trench there. How do we still have someone alive here? This guy's got an MP40, but he's out of ammo. Let's give him a different weapon. Any man can work a K98, so... Or let's see if we got some more MP40 ammo here. Nope. STG-44, do you like that? It's not even here. It's like blown away somewhere. Oh man, this guy's possibilities are limiting himself right now. Let's pick up this DP. DP 31. Okay, you're no room. There you go, hero status, man. Rock that DP. So if you can look, even the trenches back here are heavily battered. Like, there's barely any... The fact that there aren't any Russians here is good for the Germans, but there are barely any defenders alive. And this trench that used to be a flak trench is non-existent. This looks like a crater. Every single object has been blown out of existence there. And now it's up to these King Tigers that are forming a battle line here to kind of like hold back the Russian advance even further. More Russian armor keeps coming in. 5 minutes left now, boys. 5 minutes left in this amazing battle. It's been a little bit hard on my system, but I think it's worth it. I don't mind offering 30, 40 frames for this. It's worth it. Now you can really see the battlefield from a bird's eye point of view. Crazy. Alright. Hey, you want to see something cool? I can turn this game into some Blitzkrieg looking shit real quick. There we go. Wait. Now this looks like Blitzkrieg. This looks like Blitzkrieg 2 right now. Do you see that? This looks exactly like Blitzkrieg 2 right now. This looks like it's a completely different game. Blitzkrieg 3, Blitzkrieg 2, Silent Storm, you name it. One of those games with this kind of field of view. That's exactly what it looks like right now. That's exactly what it looks like. Look, the trenches, the units. It looks like it's from like 2002. Looks like a bit game almost. Look, what the hell? I like it though. I like the old school look of it. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Oh, we've lost some tigers here. Oh jeez, we just lost another one. Okay, let me go out of this. 3 minutes left. We don't want to lose because we're playing around with the camera. Wait, what am I doing? What's the right camera? Is this the right one? Oh god, I have no idea what I've done to my game. It doesn't look right. Something's wrong. Oh boy. There we go. Looks good now. There's still Russians coming for us though. Infantry and armor. They're not stopping. Hoorah! Well, mortars are still dropping. Shells are still dropping. Like, there's really no end to this. It'll be interesting to look at casualties later, except everyone is turned into little bits and pieces on the field. But here's a little preview of the damage the Red Army has caused so far. And they've really only gotten through one defensive line. The rest is pretty much solid back here. Not a lot of casualties. But crazy nonetheless. Phenomenally absurd. Oh, jeez. Alright, guys, what are we looking at now? 1 minute remaining. I think the battle is coming to a halt. Let's take a look at casualties briefly. We can tell that it's absolutely insane. I want to just thank GrumpyKittenAce again for this incredible display of craziness. This is an insane fight. Hope you guys enjoyed this battle and map. There's a lot of it unused back here. That's beautiful, but that'll be for another day. I still think something's wrong with my fucking camera. Won't get the camera. What is wrong with the camera? Is that normal? No, this still looks like Blitzkrieg. That looks way weird. Is that normal? Okay, I'll have to reset some settings, but I think this is pretty normal. Alright guys, without further ado, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys soon again. We were successful at holding them here at the Tannenberg line for now. Alright, cheers and thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys soon again. Ciao.